Ooh, alive! No one's here yet.
I don't think anyone will be here because
So,
it's not actually morning. I just feel like it's morning.
yeah, it other feels like it's morning. We're here to chat about Eurovision. Um, whatever happened yesterday, and not only yesterday. Oh, hey, you one person who called, just went away. Um, yeah, shall we start chatting about Eurovision and what happened, and maybe people will join us in a bit?
Yeah, we're at the airport at the moment. We are in Rome. Our flight is leaving in about
4 hours?
4 hours, so we have time to spare here, guys. So let's chat about what happened yesterday. So, as all of you know, Israel won with Neta
Not your time, not your time.
and Cyprus came second with Lenny Ferreira and Fuego. We are from Cyprus, so we were very excited last night for the whole process of uh, voting and watching Eleni perform live. We were very anxious and scared that might something might go wrong. At least I was.
Well, something went wrong. The juries went wrong, but yeah,
No, I meant during
the performance.
yeah, he had
I
performance.
think she slays every single time.
Yeah, but when you have so high expectations and you feel like you might win, you have the anxiousness of, well, what if she, I don't know, sleeps and falls over? I don't know.
She wasn't gonna do
Yeah, but you
it.
never know. I mean, anyways, she slayed. She was amazing. I believe it was one of her best performances.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
loved it as
yeah.
well. She goes awesome. She goes indeed awesome. What did you guys think? I see two people here. What do you guys think about last night? Shall we start talking about the voting and about
Oh,
all of the places? We can start about from the last to the first.
yeah, sure. Uh, In last place, we have Portugal, which I believe is ridiculous. Portugal did not deserve the last place this year, guys. I love the song, and I believe that they deserve at least some points from the jurors because Claudia and Isaura were really amazing on stage, and
Oh, some people are listening to Fuego.
yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
so Isaura and Claudia could have gone up to, I don't know, top 20 maybe.
To be honest, I loved Portugal this year. Their song was so emotional. They gave me everything I wanted to. They gave me life, even though I preferred the national final performance.
Yeah,
So
true.
maybe, and also they were the hosts. So maybe that's why people didn't actually could vote for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Not many people vote for the hosts.
I mean, if you guys liked last year's performance with a slow, emotional song, I mean, I thought this year we will have at least some points for that. And you can't possibly say that they haven't had emotion in that performance. She was about to cry at the end. Claudia was about to cry at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we saw Claudia by the end of the whole show outside. And to be honest, she was quite chill. It's like she didn't have any expectations at all. Um,
Yeah, she was so amazing. I went up to her and said, "Congratulations, you were amazing." And I gave her my hand to shake, but she interpreted as me doing the fist bump. So I missed the fist bump. Claudia, if you ever see this, I'm sorry. I
mhm.
thought we were gonna shake hands for some reason. Sorry.
So, second to last, one of my favorites, and I think one of Yoda's favorites, Sarah Alto.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
that girl is always second to something, maybe second to last, but yeah, that was a huge disappointment for me because she's late in the performance. She gave us everything. She hit all the high notes. She was awesome indeed.
Yeah,
Do you guys think that Sarah Alto? could be higher. Hey,
I
Satani Queen, how are
I
you?
I believe Saralto deserved much higher. I
Hi, Nicola.
I Saralto gave her best performance last night. I'm sure of it. She was on points with her vocals. She was confident. She was very beautiful, and I can't understand why the jurors did not give almost any points to her, and why the televoting,
So,
uh,
exactly, second to last.
second to last.
I mean,
Just disrespectful.
so I mean, I don't really get why people wouldn't get along with Finland.
I don't
She was
know.
on point. The performance was awesome.
Some people we
Something's
yeah,
missing from
some
her, and I'm
people
not
we
sure
were
what.
discussing it at the press and fan zone, and they were saying that they didn't like Saralto because she was kind of a diva, but we didn't actually got that vibe when we met her. She seemed to be very fragile and very emotional, and to be honest, I don't get the diva.
Hmm.
Maybe it's what you get. You either get the diva or you get the very good natured person that I believe she is. Anyways, she was amazing,
I
and
think she could have been so much higher, but for some reason, even in the bets, not only in the bets, so she came 10th in the semifinals, so
oh yeah,
she could have been out of the
She
semifinal.
was borderline.
I mean,
And also, when we saw her leaving, going
she was
to
so
her,
disappointed, and
she was so
I
sad.
just wanted to go and
And
hug
I
her
told her that she was amazing. She looked at me and smiled, but you could tell that she was very, very disappointed and very sad.
by the results. Yeah,
Yeah, by the results. But anyways, Sarah Alto, we love you. I hope you know that. And maybe next time you'll be much better.
Neta amazing voice, real winner.
It's true.
Yeah,
Neta
Neta
was
was
amazing.
amazing. Neta was amazing. She was a deserved winner.
She was our fan. She was our favorite
Um,
from the beginning. Uh,
Nicola.
we're very tired. Sorry for not being more energetic and stuff like
Knows I'm
that.
way up and down and down.
So yeah,
So let's
move
move
on
on
to the
to UK.
UK. Something
So
really bad happened to her last night. Um,
so a crazy guy just came on stage and grabbed the mic and he said something about justice for no that the UK media are Nazis and
justice to
justice to
no
someone.
freedom.
Yeah, and she
Freedom.
just went on and on and on. And many people thought that she was gonna perform again, but she didn't actually want to.
Yeah,
So she
she
rejected the offer to perform again. And to be honest, that was a wise choice because she gave point. She got many points from that.
also. I read that the guy that went up to the stage was actually an activist that has done it many times. The same kind of stunt to other awards like Eurovision Song Contest. Well, not the Eurovision Song Contest, but awards similar to the Eurovision Song Contest. She was very professional, and she uh, tried to continue with her performance, and
She
it was
fought for
actually
that mic.
yeah, and she
She was like,
was
"Give
really
me
good at
that mic. I wanna dance. I wanna sing."
okay. Yeah, she didn't actually
Yeah,
wanted to perform it again, which was understandable. She was in
that was
shock, I guess.
wise.
Yeah, and she got some points for it. I believe that the crowd was very
True, true,
helpful.
true.
They were clapping and cheering for her. We were told we weren't in the arena. We were told that the arena was so passionate about.
It went crazy.
They went crazy for her. But the end result, well, third from last. I thought that UK would get
The last.
the last place, not because Suri is not a good performer. She is actually amazing, but because the song is kind of weak, and we have so many great songs this year. Uh, I'm gonna start saying we've had, which is so sad. But yeah, um,
She, to be honest, Serena is such an amazing performer on stage, but the song is so bland. She got the biggest cheering after Cyprus in Israel, I think. Yeah, maybe. And when we were in the fan and press area, everyone was shocked. You know, like, what's going on? What happened? Well, you missed it because you went for a
no,
coffee.
I saw it, but I saw it from very far away. I was grabbing a coffee at the time, and I only saw what happened, but couldn't hear anything. So yeah, shall we move on to the?
The last comment about the UK, I think that guy actually saved them from the last place.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true.
They were heading right to the last place because, uh, let's be honest, guys, the song was meh. She was an amazing performer, an amazing voice and stuff, but well, we hope so, George Lakes. Maybe we could send Tam Tam next year if CYBC takes it so seriously like
They
this
did,
year.
yeah. So we have 22nd place goes to Spain, I guess, which was not a shock or a surprise for me. The thing is, 80% of the people in the arena were actually Spanish people. So if you heard a lot of cheering and a lot of passion from the crowd, it was because all of them, well, not all of them, most of them were actually from Spain.
80%. I mean,
80% of them were
literally.
Spain. All the
But they partied hard. I mean,
yeah,
they were
they were
before,
crazy actually.
yeah, before the arena, before they actually started to get into the arena, they were dancing to Fuego, they were dancing to Toy, and they were singing. I mean, it reminded me of a crazy, crazy celebration. And to be honest, Spanish people generally are so crazy.
Yeah, they had that.
This helped. It was a so much different vibe from Kiev
Did you
last
guys
year.
like the Spanish song? Because I found it to be a bit cheesy, and also they didn't actually do a lot of things on stage to help them elevate that song.
To be honest, I really like Spain. In general, it was one of my I don't want to say one of my favorite songs, but I loved it a lot. Before the live shows, especially, I liked it even more after the live shows. They didn't do anything special to elevate it on stage. And when we saw them live, because of the lights behind them, we couldn't actually see them. We didn't actually see the figurines because the lights were coming right into our eyes. But it was good for a TV show, I guess, even though they didn't actually do anything. I like the fact that they didn't actually kiss by the end.
Mm,
But I love the song. I would love to dance to it. It's so romantic. It's
dance
so
to it.
yeah, of course.
You mean like a slow dance?
Yeah, slow dances exist as well.
Yeah, I know. It's just when you say dance, it's kind of
No, I'm not gonna dance like a slut in like Fuego, like we're doing in Euroclub for so many days now.
okay. Let's move on to Slovenia and the 21st place.
Uh,
Slovenia was one of the surprises of the first semifinal, second semifinal. I'm sorry, but that girl, she is amazing, guys. She is, well, not on fire. We have another girl that's on fire. She is on point with her movement, with her rhythm, with her vocals, and she slayed it. That's why she got through to the final.
I think Valane was one of the biggest surprises for the fans as well. The fans really loved it in the arena. They loved it in the press and fan area. She is such an awesome. She has such an awesome personality. In the press conference of the second semifinal, I just wanted to take her home. I mean, she's so awesome. Guilty pleasure, of course.
It's a
It's
huge guilty
and to be
pleasure.
honest, I don't even feel guilty for
Oh
liking it.
yeah.
Everyone was dancing to it in the arena so hard and in the present fun
Did
area.
you like the stance that they did with the cutting of the music and everyone thinking that she had well the this, the arena had a problem with the music because we thought it was cool, but then the second time when you see it for the second time, you're like, I know we're gonna see that again. So yeah,
So let's move on
to
to
Hungary.
Hungary. I expected Hungary to be so much higher. I even expected them to be in the top five, maybe, because that was such an explosive performance. It was the only song that we could hear what was happening in the arena from the present fan area. It was like an earthquake.
Yeah,
We were shaking
we
all the
were
time.
shaking, and the present fun area is actually a few meters away.
Spain
Um,
deserved better. I agree. I
I don't
loved it.
agree. I don't agree.
It was so
Anyways,
cute.
it's okay. Everyone had
Siento que bailo por
their moments.
primera vez. Eres el arte que tú-
Yeah, Hungary's
That's
singers
always
were
listening to Hungary.
very, very crazy and very, very friendly to everyone. Uh, um, and when we met them, they were very funny too. They tried to
We had lots of fun in the
interact
blue
with.
carpet with them, and they tried to do this opera version of Visa Latinar.
I
You
think,
can check the video in our channel. I mean, how can you not love these guys?
yeah, they were very good, and their live performance was, I think, one of the uh, crowd pleasers of the night, in the sense that it got you feeling things and
Yeah,
be energized by the whole drumming and the powerful music and all the fire. Um,
Serbia is the best. I love Serbia, but I wouldn't say they were the best this year. But they had a deserved place in the final for sure.
yeah,
Cyprus was definitely the best. Thank you.
thank you. Talk
Let's
about
move
that.
on to Australia,
Uh,
one of the biggest fan favorites. Um,
Australia had so many
she
problems.
flopped.
Yeah,
To be honest, I see that coming.
you
I
saw
saw,
that?
yeah, I saw that coming because she didn't have good vocals. The performance was bland. I didn't like the dress. I didn't. She has a lovely personality, but being in Eurovision and giving the mic to the audience, I
That's
mean,
not a good thing.
girl, you're not in a concert. You just have 3 minutes to shine. Use them correctly.
I don't think she realized she was doing this for 3 minutes and that all she had to impress Europe and not the fans that were actually at the
In the
arena.
arena.
Yeah, in the arena. Yeah, that was a big mistake in from her in her part. But
And
yeah, it was shocking that she got last.
it wasn't so shocking because last year the song was better and he ended up with 2 points.
Oh yeah, 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 you're right. The juries that we were discussing last night that uh, each year Australia. Hello, I
Hey there, hi Zwalo Khan.
uh, we were discussing that Australia gets a lot of points from juries every year, even though they're not the best. Um, maybe because maybe because they feel like it's very easy to give a country that you don't have to be friends with or allies or anything like that. It's just, they're neutral, and
And they're new as well. And
then you as well.
Europe is always good to new entrants. And maybe that's why they started to flop because, okay, I
They
think the
got their worst.
place ever,
Yeah,
and I think they were deserved. Even the song last year was better. The staging last year was better. Even if he did some
mistakes
in
during his the first semifinal. Yeah.
he wasn't at his best vocally, but Jessica wasn't at her best vocally as well. So
Did you guys like her vocals last night? I mean, people at the fan and press area were saying that she was actually good. I don't think she was that good. I think during the semifinal she was no,
the
during the
jury.
jury final she was much better vocally wise.
Yeah, and to be honest, in the jury final, I know you guys couldn't actually see it, but it was the only time that she hit all the notes. I mean, yesterday she
Do you
missed a
think that's the
lot.
reason she got so many points from the jury?
She got so many because she missed the note. Oh,
No,
because she didn't miss.
she didn't.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but she had so many other problems. She was voted, at least was one of the co- contestants, for what it's called for the ugliest dress.
Why are no contestants? It's just like people were saying that
Yeah,
she was going for the Barbara Dex award.
yeah, which is
The,
like
the dress
the
wasn't flattering. Let's be honest. Did you guys like the dress? I
um,
mean,
I didn't like her hair. I didn't like her makeup. I think they were not flattering, and she's so pretty.
yeah, she's
Um,
lovely and she has a lovely personality.
We were at the press conference when they announced the winners for the second semifinal.
Yeah, true. Not only her hands though. I mean,
She had some moves that weren't actually working. So yeah,
so Danny asks, do you think there will be problems to host Eurovision 2019 on Israel because of war? I don't think there will be any problems because the security in Israel is so
I
high.
think that's gonna be one of the problems, though. People don't really want to go to Israel because of
People
the
don't want to go to Jerusalem. I
yeah to
think if
Jerusalem.
if they host the contest in Jerusalem, they might have some problems getting people to trust them. But if they actually do it in Tel Aviv, I think people will easily go because Tel Aviv it's like the California of the
Yeah,
Mediterranean.
yeah, but is it easy to get into Tel Aviv? Because you remember last night we were told by a Cypriot photographer, a professional photographer, that he goes to Tel Aviv a lot, and that the security there it's
It's so
so
high.
high, and it takes up to 4 to 6 hours to get into the country, which is weird, right? It's just next door to our lovely Cyprus,
Hmm.
and I don't know. It sounds weird. Why would they have to search you for 4 to 6 hours in order to be sure that you're not an enemy? I guess.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Serbia. To be honest, for me,
Sorry.
Serbia did quite well in a
Yeah.
contest that had so many good songs. Uh, they couldn't have
Sorry.
much lower. I expected them to end up much lower, even if I like the song. But because this was such a strong year, I mean, wow, it was maybe my favorite year in the last decade. I loved it.
True. True.
It, well, let's not talk about the organization and the production of the whole show, but song-wise, the songs were awesome.
Yeah.
I love them. Do you guys believe that it was one of the best years? I mean, based on songs. I was very disappointed with the production because, I mean, in the first semifinal we had no opening act, no interval act. In the second semifinal we had no opening act, had something like a mini interval act. And in the final, both the opening acts and the interval acts were just
So boring. I
yeah, and
mean,
they were just promoting their own artists. I mean, do something with some more imagination. Give us something to live for.
people were saying that
I agree, Nicholas.
if we hadn't had so many good songs this year, this Eurovision
Would
as
be a
a whole
disaster.
would be a disaster because of the interval acts, the presenters, having four presenters instead of like I don't know two, and doing a better job with the jokes.
I
And
think Filomena should be on her own.
yeah, Filomena should
If she
have.
could be on, if she could be on her own, that show would be so much better.
She was so nice too.
She was
She,
so nice. We saw her going out of the stadium last night.
she was so happy and
Hey,
friendly
that
to everyone.
Eurovlog.
Hey.
Kisses from Rome. Um, so yeah, that's all with Serbia. The unstoppable technical problems. Oh my God, yes,
So many
yes.
problems, guys. I don't know if other Eurovisions had so many problems, but this one, so many things went wrong, and so many things could have been
So much better.
so much better. But uh, we were told that the Portuguese tried so hard to make this, but they didn't actually uh, came up to do justice. I don't know how they managed that. And they had the platform, they had the spaces, they had everything they needed. Just
They seem to started preparing it for like ages ago, and it seemed to start very well. I mean, right after their victory last year, much better than Kiev. But actually, everyone was complaining about Kiev last year, but Kiev last year was so much better as an organization. The
sure.
Eurovision village was awesome last year,
Oh my god,
and
the Euro
this year
Village.
it was a
Oh,
huge disappointment. It was a disaster. It was just they closed up a square, a huge square with just a stage in it, nothing more than that.
they had a few
I agree.
stands with food and a stand with merchandise, and that's it. Nothing else. So disappointing. So underwhelming.
Mm.
um, Portuguese people, you had an amazing place. You put that Euro Village there, and you did nothing with it. Uh,
They wanted to do something cheap, but that that wasn't just
and
cheap. That was
also,
poor.
they only had one kiosk for merchandise. There were so many people waiting to get stuff.
We didn't
Last
even
year,
have merchandising, to be honest, because we
yeah,
were bored to wait there for ages.
the line was so long. We would have waited for like 2 hours to
A
get
t-shirt.
to get a T-shirt. Last year in Kiev, you had probably 4 to 5 kiosks in different locations throughout the Euro village, which was much bigger than this one
Hmm.
was. Uh,
Okay.
Disappointing. Yeah, let's move
Shall we
on.
move on to the Netherlands? And we've got some drama here. Let's start by discussing the song and then we're gonna get into drama. So the Netherlands, Waylon is back. Waylon had a second place in 2014 um, with the common linnets. And maybe he expected to go high, or maybe he expected to be. So maybe he expected to be in the first place. I'm not sure. And he brought the country vibes to Eurovision. I don't think how he thought that this could have a success in Europe because Europe don't actually has country music in such a hype like the States.
I
Um,
like his performance. I like the act, the people that were around him, and with the guitar, he was
he's
very
arrogant
arrogant.
as fuck. I agree.
We've met him on the blue carpet, and we asked him, "Would you like to sing your song to us for the camera?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't think I want to perform in front of a camera, a cappella like that."
Cyprus is rocked. Do you think so?
Let's talk about that in a
In
little
a
bit.
bit.
Yeah, in a bit.
So let's talk about the drama that
Let's talk about
Waylon
it.
brought. So yeah, we're in the airport, so you could hear all of these announcements on and on and on and on. Well said last night or today, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So,
We
but
saw it a few hours ago, so I'm guessing it was last night because the photograph was from last night's delegation
so maybe he said it last night.
exit.
So what he said was, Israel is a perfect winner in a contest about the circus, in a circus competition, something like that.
Yeah,
So do we have Salvador 2.0 here?
probably.
And calling the winner a circus? That song was so fucking clever. And I'm talking about Israel and not Wales right now. Um,
I guess he thinks that he is the real music, as Salvador thought he was last year. Um, do you guys think that Waylon's music was actually the real music instead of Neta's? I don't believe that, and I also don't understand his definition of circus at this point.
that Eurovlog is Team from last night. Team,
Oh, that.
kisses.
Oh, hi,
Are you
team.
back home in London? Yeah, Common Linux was so much better. So much better. Oh, shut up.
She was so
Yeah,
quiet. She was.
I'm not trying to Cambridge. Oh,
Have to team.
so Tim was one of the guys who were watching the Eurovision last night with us, and then we went to Euro Club and partied.
Sorry,
It
I
was such an
didn't.
amazing night.
Sorry, I didn't party with you, Tim, and the other guys. I was kind of sick. I'm still sick, so I sat down and did
My post Eurovision depression is hitting badly. Mine too.
mine too. And I'm also sick, so yeah.
I got so emotional in the airport before and nearly cried.
Yeah, he hugged me, even though we're going back home together. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry, so let's go on with another thing. Let's talk about Ukraine. Um,
Ukraine got so robbed by the juries. They got 11 points. 11 points from the juries, guys. Did you think that Melovin deserved that? Exactly. He did not deserve the 11 points he got from the juries. And that's why when the televotes kicked in, you
I
could
agree.
you understand that people actually love that song and his performance. And um,
He's a superstar when he performs on stage. He has all that someone needs to wow the crowd. I think he was awesome. The song was awesome. Lots of fires. I think that was a bit underrated, to be honest.
I don't know why the juries thought that he didn't deserve any points. I don't understand it though. Did they see something that we didn't?
And I think because mostly all of the Eastern European countries were out, we just had Ukraine and Moldova. Ukraine could have so much more points, but no, that didn't happen this year. I think they placed him last because of the last year's controversy.
Do you
Yeah,
think
maybe, but
so?
that's not fair from him. For him, I mean, he was awesome in the blue carpet. He was awesome. He was lovely, even though he couldn't speak English. He was so lovely. Remember the jury vote changed. I agree. The jury vote changed, but still he didn't. Oh, yeah, Tim. Yeah. I don't think he deserved to be so low.
Nah.
What
Anyway,
to do?
yeah,
Let's move
let's move
on
on. I live
to
in
Ireland, the
Ireland.
third place in the odds, the 16th place in real life. I loved Ireland. It was one of my favorite performances this year. I had Ryan's sticker right here, and Ryan is so cute. We went outside the stage after they finished the performance, and I just was sending him cards to him and his dancers, and he was so cute with everything.
He seems so chill.
He seems so
He's
chilled. He seems
he didn't
to be
mind.
loving his time here. I don't
And
think maybe he didn't expect this to happen to go so high in the odds.
to be honest, I like his performance in his songs, but I didn't expect him to go as high as top three. So
Hmm.
getting the what place did he get?
16.
16th. Maybe he could have been like in top 15, maybe 12, somewhere around that placement. But it wasn't shocking for me. I don't know. Was it shocking for you when people were talking that Ireland could
I
have
love it.
won? I was like, am I missing something here? The song is lovely, the performance is amazing, but
Many people
not from
actually
first place.
blamed Ryan for using a gay couple to get votes. Did
Well,
you?
huh?
I don't agree with that. Just because they said so he's straight, so why is he bringing on a gay couple? But
I'm
for
not.
me,
I'm not
no,
doing.
I don't say about you, man. I've heard many
No, no,
people.
no, no, no. I'm not going to say that you said that about me. I was going to say that. Don't you think that it's kind of the same effect with Conchita? I mean, if she hadn't been a man with a beard, would have
Drag queen.
yeah, yeah. But with a beard, drag queens have beards, not
Some of
usually,
them,
not
no, not
usually.
usually, but some of
Yeah.
them do.
Anyways, if she hadn't be a guy with a beard, would she have won?
The
Think
song, to be honest,
the song is
of course,
amazing, but I don't think she
of
will win.
course, that was a huge impact on the voting, on your votes. But the song was amazing. Your vocals were amazing. The whole performance of Conchita was captivating. So yeah, we could blame Conchita as well, but
What I'm saying is that if he hadn't had the gay couple up there and he was straight, it wouldn't have had the same can't find the
impact
word.
on the
Yeah,
votes.
impact. Yeah.
Um, yeah, maybe. Oh, hey, Prince Franz von Sweden, who just subscribed. So, other than that, what are going to answer to all of those guys or girls who actually blame Ryan for that? Is it ever that every single time we say gay couple or lesbian couple or something in the LGBT spectrum in the performance, are we gonna blame them that they're trying to get the votes because this is such an LGBT friendly competition? Uh, that's where I disagree. We need visibility, and to be honest, Ryan this year was the only one who had the gay couple on stage. Even Sarah, who actually talks about coming out in her song, didn't actually use anything about
She was
that
going for the
for the show, for the pop show.
not for the show. She was going for the metaphor, I
Yeah,
believe, because the monsters answer the monsters. Uh, this
that
is
is bullshit. That's bullshit. I
what's
mean,
what.
blaming Ryan. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Sarah was saying that all these monsters in her under her bed was
I ain't gonna hold on to these monsters anymore.
Sorry, just I'm afraid
No worries.
they're
No, it's
gonna.
good. We had some
No
people here.
one.
Okay, there are some people here, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyways,
let's go
I
on.
meant that the monsters that we see with her life are actually the things that she's scared of, and maybe one of them was coming out. But we don't know that. Maybe we don't get well, don't get well what?
Points. Don't get good points. Um, Even though Ryan was actually, I think that was a smart move to do. Not to get points, but to show some visibility, especially now that they're trying to make Ireland so much more gay friendly after the referendum and the gay marriage there. So it's like, see, now we're actually sending a romantic gay performance on stage,
It was the
and
first time. I think that's what had the most
yeah,
impact here.
to be honest, I love the fact that the dancers were awesome. It was such a romantic performance. Their moves were awesome. I I was I was in love with them. I was in love with Ryan with his vocals.
Except Dan and Conchita. Well, what do you want? How many acts did we have on stage that had gay people and LGBT issues concerning their performance? I'm not saying that I don't want to see that. I actually loved it. What I'm saying here is that maybe it was a smart move from his part to bring out those guys, and also because he was straight, I think it was even better that he gave that couple the
I was
chance.
heartbroken that he was straight. No, I'm just kidding.
Why are
Um,
you? I
so
don't get
let's.
when people say, "Oh, I can't believe that he's straight," or "I
I
can't
didn't say
believe
he
it."
can't believe he's straight.
No, I was heartbroken that he's straight. You said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a,
that was such a joke, don't you?
yeah, but it's like saying, "Oh, I can't believe he's gay." They, everyone can be what they want to be.
I didn't straight blame him. I was just. It was just a joke because I love him.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
that's a joke, right?
absolutely. Okay,
Uh,
let's move on to Norway. So Alexander Rybak, what was he the flop of the year? You expected to come
I was
here
so
and win
happy that
with
he
a love,
flopped.
love, peace, peace kind of song. To be honest, I like this song, not for a winner though. I mean, he get what he deserved.
I was so happy that he got that
It's
place.
still place. It's not about place in the final. That's good for
Yeah, but
him.
for a winner, it is a bad place.
Justice.
Justice, yeah.
Your
Because,
boyfriend loves it.
yeah,
You
because
have to love it as well.
I was very
That deserved. I agree.
angry at
I
him
agree
for
too.
saying that he was sad that he got his place in the Eurovision Song Contest and taking out the chance for another person to come along and represent Norway, and that he wanted to just entertain people. Well, why did you came back to the Eurovision Song Contest if you didn't want to deprive someone of that position? I mean, someone new could have done it even better.
Rebecca,
Uh,
do you think Rebecca could have done better? I think it's the first semi-winner who's doing so bad in the final. Yeah, I agree. So he won the semi-final, but he did so bad in the final. Even though it was at the semi-final that he won, I mean that was a joke to be honest. If you compare the second semi-final with the first semi-final,
I just
which
realized
was a
something.
bloodbath.
This was actually a bracelet for the Spanish.
I,
Uh,
I've lost you.
I have more. I'm gonna give you.
Awesome.
I didn't realize. I thought this was given out by the Portuguese people here. Anyways,
Well, so to be honest, I preferred Alexander's song than Rebecca. I didn't find something special in Rebecca. I also liked Talk to the Hand, Face to Face and Listening, but his performance on stage wasn't the best. I think what got Rebecca the ticket to Eurovision stage was his performance on stage because it was so well thought.
I don't like his song that much
Yeah,
because
Alexander Wolfman.
it's childish to me, and I've talked to many people about it, and they've said the same thing.
He didn't actually get. I mean, whenever he had the rehearsal or live show or stuff, he never got a big applause from the fans. I don't think the fans actually like Alexander Rybak.
I have nothing against the guy. I've never actually had a problem with him, but it seemed to me that a lot of people disliked him.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
and a lot of people in the press area especially were talking things about him, like him being arrogant and being like a child that never grew up, and he's doing the same thing all this year.
But
I don't know if true or not, but we've had a lot of hate for Alexander,
I don't think he actually deserved all of this hate. But to be honest, can I give him that nothing to do with him? No, 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 no.
What?
No, please wait, no. Come here. ¿Qué haces?
Oh shit,
Gracias,
sorry.
te más digeri, más digeri. Sorry for that. We've got some technical problems with my laptop,
uh
which is
I
quite sensitive.
forgot.
No worries.
I was gonna
So yeah, I don't think he actually deserved all of those hate. Yeah, oops. Yeah, English, please. Yeah. Um, okay. But to be honest, he is exactly the same. I mean, his face looks exactly the same like ages ago. So yeah, it's quite an achievement. Let's move on to the 14th place, which was Bulgaria. For me, Bulgaria was in it to win it, and I was so disappointed to see the hype going down. And I think they deserved a much higher place than 14. They couldn't have, they could have easily been in the top five,
I thought
but
they could have
instead,
won it.
yeah, they could have won the contest. I mean, their vocals were awesome, their performance was awesome, the camera angles were awesome,
The
and
harmonizing of
the
their voice.
harmonizing. I mean, the blend of their voices were awesome. It was a very well thought performance. Can you actually hear us? Because some people actually talk so loud next to us. Can you actually hear us? Um, Other than that, we found what's the name of the woman who's singing in there? We found her outside with the wig and congratulated her, but she seemed disappointed as well.
She was
Yeah,
so sweet. We gave her a hug. I gave her. Did you give her a
I
hug?
don't remember if I gave her a
I gave
hug.
her a hug, and
I think yeah, I did. I did.
she
Yeah.
was so sweet. And we've been told that she is probably one of the most down to earth performances this year. And I agree. She was very lovely. I can't remember her name right now, but uh, a lot of love for her because she was amazing.
And also, I saw a meme on Twitter last night, and it was a shot that the three guys on the camera angles they were merging into one, and they're like now they're merging to their final form. It was so funny. They look like Power Rangers. Anyway, did you guys think that they could end up so much higher, or was it a deserved place for Portugal? For Bulgaria, sorry.
I think Bulgaria could have easily been top 10. Easily. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, let's move on.
Let's move on to the left side of the border. So we've got France on place 13. France was a huge favorite to win the whole contest.
I was scared
And I
that
thought they were
France
gonna
was
win
gonna,
it.
yeah,
I thought they
and
were
I
gonna win
didn't
it
want
from the hype
to
and
go to
from
Paris
what I
this year.
saw going on. And I thought like Cyprus or Israel could win the televote, and we could have countries like Estonia winning the juries, and we could have a 2016 effect with France popping up from both the televotes and the juries. But they flopped. Oh my god. Can you actually hear us, guys? Are you still with us? I will start shouting as well. Um, so yeah, France. I didn't want them to win. I will have to be honest. I really like the song. I really like.
Yeah.
What was it? I mean, I really like the song. I really like her. I like them. Her voice. She's so charismatic on stage. But was the performance enough to get them to the top five? For me, it wasn't. So that place is well deserved.
Yeah. Nothing to say about France. Wasn't my favorite to win. Wasn't my favorite song in general. I liked it as a song, but not the one I wanted to win. So let's move on.
Lithuania in place
I'm gonna send my love to my piggy Alex.
Hey,
And
Alex.
she said that we matched today, which
Oh
was
yeah, true.
we matched.
Um, Lithuania had such an emotional performance. I was almost in tears last night. I just love Eva. Her voice is so cute. She, I wouldn't mind if she win, even though before the final I was like, I would like to see her in the top five, but not winning. But after last night's performance, I found her so emotional. I got all of those feelings. Guys, I see that your numbers are dropping. Is it because of the lady next to us? Oh my god. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, she was amazing. She was so emotional. I love Eva. Do you guys love Eva?
She was actually fourth or third at some points in the bet. They
She
were
was
this,
third at some point.
yeah, there was this rumor that she got the most points from the juries during the first semifinal, but what we saw from the year the from what we saw from the voting that happened during the first semifinal, that wasn't the truth.
Yeah.
She was amazing though. I love her performance. She is the sweetest person.
Yeah.
She is so cute and
Since she
so
was
humble, and um, I don't think she was prepared for such a fame so quickly, because she was an underdog. Not an underdog. She was not seen as a fan favorite from the get go, but after the first semifinal, she got so much recognition. At some point, she was there at the press, and so many
I
people
can't
just.
stand her anymore.
It's kind of annoying to a point where I can't even hear myself think. Anyways, what do
Okay,
I?
let's go on. To be honest, what I loved about her that backstage, she was blushing whenever we were talking to her, and she was like, "Oh, really? Do you really think that it's good or something like that?" Oh my god!
Anyway,
Excuse me. Oh my. Let's move on to the 11th place. Excuse me. Can you be? With, let's move on to place 11. And we have the surprise of the year for me. It's Albania. To be
who
honest,
knew?
he exactly. Excuse me, excuse me. Can you?
A little.
She doesn't even listen to us.
Anyways, let's move on.
Let's move on. I'm gonna talk so close to the mic so you can hear what we're talking about. So Albania, the best male vocalist of the year, and maybe one of the best male vocalists that we ever had in Eurovision. For me, I mean, he could do anything he wanted with his voice. She could go up, down, right, left. Look at me. So,
She's actually drinking beer. I'm not sure if
shall we move
she's.
to a different place? I mean, I can't stand here anymore.
She's annoying to us. I don't know
She's
if
annoying
she.
to us, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I can't hear myself think. It's true. She is in
I think
my
she's leaving though.
vision.
Is she? Yeah. Go on. Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, she's not actually. She will
Hallelujah.
come back. I think she
She will
went
come up.
out to get another beer.
Okay, let's talk about Albania. Do you guys are you surprised to have Albania so high? To be honest, we didn't see Albania with many tens or twelves or stuff like that, but she got eight,
I don't
six,
know how he
seven.
jumped
So
so high, but
because she held many points from the middle, like 6, 7, 5, 8. Yeah, me too. I loved it. He was so lovely. He had such a nice voice, such a nice personality. I mean, shall we move on over there?
yeah, let's
Okay,
move on.
give
We're
us a
gonna
second.
move on to another place
It's
so we
just
can
next.
hear. Yeah.
Now it's gonna be so much better. Ah, I love it here. 1 second. You're just coming as well. Why was she still talking? Okay, so anyway, enough with her. Albania was awesome. I was so happy to see them going so high because usually they send amazing voices but not great songs, and they stay in the semi. This year they had a good song and an amazing voice. I'm sure Yoda doesn't really agree with me though. She she's not on board with the song. It's not like a perfect song or something like that, but it's quite awesome to see it on stage. It's quite awesome to see him performing on stage. He's so impressive. So yeah, I was quite impressed, and I expected them to be so much lower, but I love the fact that he wasn't so much lower.
The fact that his song was not one of my favorites, I believe, was the reason I'm not the happiest person about that 11th point, 11th place. But okay, let's move on to top
The
10.
top 10. Are
Yeah.
you ready for the top 10? Ready for the top 10? So we've got Moldova on the 10th place. Moldova, they had. Oh, also, what's your view on the fact that the second semi-final was weakened than the first semi-final, which was also reflected in the results of the grand final? So the draw happened in the meantime of choosing songs. They didn't know, of course, that the songs in the second semi-final were going to be so much weaker than the songs from the first semi-final. And if like countries like Greece were in the second semi-final, maybe they could have go through, but they weren't. I mean, yes, the second semi-final was so much weaker,
And
but what
boring.
to do? It was the first semi-final was one of the best in the history of Eurovision, and for me, it was the hardest semi-final from the day they introduced the two semi-finals
And the thing
way of
is,
choosing.
the thing is, when you see the results, every, well, not every, almost every country that passed through from the second semifinal final is at the uh, bottom places, except Finland. Oh my God, Finland, second to last. Wow. Anyways,
Anyway, let's move
yeah.
on to Moldova. It's not the perfect song, to be honest. It's a cheap song, but it was such an innovative and funny performance. I loved the performance, even though I didn't like the song at all. It was so much fun to watch. It was so entertaining. I love it. It was so clever as well. I think I'm not sure if they deserved the 10th place. I don't think they did. I think maybe they could have placed between 10th to 20th. But yeah, what do you think about Moldova?
I did not get the hype from that song. I get that the performance and the staging was smart and clever, and people enjoyed it and found it funny. But because the song was so bad to my ears, it made it all meaningless. What I was watching meant nothing to me because of the song, which was a song that could have been maybe in top five if it was in Eurovision back in 2005. Yeah, that's what I have to say about Moldova. Not a big fan. That's it.
To be honest, I expected them to be high though, because not many like we just had
Uh,
Ukraine and Moldova from the Eastern European countries, so
sure.
they could get so many votes. And also, Philip Kirkorov was the manager, so of course Russia, Belarus, and all of those countries would vote for them. So yeah, technically, I expected them to be high, even
Distance
though
something indeed.
I don't agree with the 10th place.
Yeah. Okay.
So the ninth place was granted to Denmark. We have the Vikings on stage.
Hmm?
Make a wish.
I want to go to uh, Tel Aviv or Israel next year.
Okay, up or down.
Up. Where is it?
It's actually disappeared.
Mm,
So this is maybe the wish will be granted or not. Okay, let's move on to Denmark. The Vikings are on stage. Vocally, he was on point, and generally, to be honest, because he is a musical actor, a good musical theater actor, he that could be translated on stage. When we saw the performance live in the arena, it was so much better for me at least than the TV. I like the performance on TV as well, but when I saw it on stage, it elevated to another level.
Yeah. Um, Also, the jurors did not like this song that much. The televotes
Yeah.
gave him that high place. He's ninth. I mean, if it weren't for the televoting, he would have been in the bottom five, I believe. Anyways, he was amazing. Last night he was at the Euro Club, and he's
Hmm.
so tall, and he looks like Tormund. I wanted to go up to him and talk to him, but I was kind of because I was sick and because I felt miserable. I mean, physically, I said, "Well, fuck it, I'm not gonna uh, do that." But he was with a lady, a very beautiful lady. I don't know if she was his
His wife
girlfriend.
or
I don't know.
girlfriend?
I don't know. Maybe. Anyways,
Let's move on to Estonia and the eighth place. Estonia had winning vibes for me. She could end up easily in the top five. The song was awesome. The performance was awesome. And to be honest, when we first arrived here, I was like, she could actually win the whole contest because she had a great ending point. I mean, that note and that visual effect with the dress was so awesome. And but on the first day we arrived here on the blue carpet, she was such a diva. She didn't want to talk or do anything. But last night,
it,
after the stadium, she came to Euro Club. She danced. She was sociable with people.
when she
So
was taking pictures though with fans, she
I
was.
think she was,
Yeah,
wasn't she?
she was
I think
taking
she was.
pictures. That's what I'm saying. A few of our friends actually got pictures with her. I didn't want to go up to her, to be honest. She is actually, she's so tall. She must be like
She's so tall.
2 meters tall.
Have you guys seen the video that she's dancing to Fuego?
Yeah.
That was so fucking funny.
Yeah, and when she was taking pictures with people, she was like, "You're here, but I'm not gonna do this or come close to you." She was like,
She
"Okay,
was
let's."
so tall.
So tall, and she didn't want to be near anyone. And we were told that Estonians are like that. Is this true?
To be honest, I think most of the Nordic countries are kind of like that because
I don't think, for example, Reebok is not like that, or who else? The Swedish
no,
guy
he
is
still,
not like that.
Reebok still had a step back if you
Well,
compare it with other performers. So if you compare it like with Seleni, Ferreira, that she was so
he's
sociable,
so.
she was hugging everyone. She wasn't, or Neta. Neta was so cool as well.
What? Oneta didn't hug us or come
Yeah, but she
very
was so
close.
cool.
Yeah, she is amazing. She is so funny, and she could have been on something. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not okay. So
I'm not
yeah,
saying it in a bad way. She was so fun that it looked like she was on something. That's what I'm saying. But
so for me, Elena last night had her redemption like Roxy Andrews. She came back to Nigeria.
half
Um,
half redemption.
okay, for me it was a redemption because
Me,
maybe the rest didn't let her come close to us. I'm not sure.
I think that is mostly true because I remember on the blue carpet,
Because her
she
manager
yeah
dragging her.
her manager was actually dragging her. No, 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 no. Go that way or come along with it. And she was like, anyways,
Okay, let's move on to the seventh place, which is
what?
which actually received the biggest applause from the audience when
Okay.
they got the votes from the televote, and it's Sweden.
Oh,
So when they actually got their votes from the televote, which was so low, I mean, I think
it was
Sweden.
so funny. It
It was
was
the
so
first time
funny.
that we've seen Sweden so low in the televotes, but they were so high in the juries.
You can tell that the juries try to elevate Sweden each year, and this time they got their asses kicked, I guess, the carpet out of their feet because that kid did not get the points they needed. I mean, the juries gave him so many 12s. What the hell happened? Even uh, did
So
Cyprus give
I think Cyprus gave it 12 points as well.
Cyprus? Our jury gave Sweden 12 points. What the hell, man? I don't mean to say that he doesn't deserve a point, but not 12 and not so many points.
Yeah, to be honest, I like the song. I really do. But all of those points from the jury, and we had some friends saying us that Eleni wouldn't get so many points from the jury because she wasn't singing in their perspective. But was Benjamin singing, or was this a double standard for Eleni and Benjamin because it's Sweden and Cyprus? I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Hungary should
Hungary,
have.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So we
agree.
actually talked
Hungary was
about
so good.
Hungary before, and we actually love
I would have
Hungary.
loved Hungary to win,
Yeah, me
even though
too.
they got so underrated.
They were so underrated. I would love to see them winning. I loved the guys.
One of my favorite performances from
Hmm.
the final.
We were shaking. I mean, I'm not a metal fan at all, and I was trying to headbang all the time. And to be honest, because I don't really do it usually, my head was aching. I'm like, oh, okay. I was dizzy with that.
Anyways,
Sixth
Sweden.
place.
Ah,
Oh, shall we talk about Sweden even more?
I just wanted to
Say
say
something.
that we saw the same performance that he had on the Melody Festival and stage. Nothing new there. We knew that he was gonna change anything. Also, I don't think Denmark changed anything, right?
No,
No, the was exactly the same.
they
As
usually don't change anything as well. Like,
if you have it and it looks good, don't change it.
yeah, of course. So,
Very good, very good.
and to be honest, he made a change, only one change I didn't like. When he was dancing in the national final, he had his shoulder out, and when he was doing this move, it was so much sexier. Even though he still got the moves.
He looked so arrogant doing that, and everyone in the press room was saying that I'm not the only one, right? He looked so arrogant, like, oh, look at me, I'm so pretty. Oh.
I liked him.
Okay, it's not that it was a bad move. It's like it conveyed a feeling in me that I don't think is what you want to
Yeah,
have, like someone being arrogant. Yeah, you are pretty, but take it down a notch.
but that's what the song was all about. He's going to dance someone off.
Does dance you off mean looking like you are
It's a song
arrogant?
about flirting.
I don't think arrogance has anything to do with flirting.
I don't think he was arrogant though. I think he was flirty.
Ah,
Anyway, let's move on to the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic. I absolutely love Mikolas. He was so awesome. And to be honest, last night on the jury show when I saw him doing the original choreography, because after Monday he did it only once and then he was injured and he changed everything because he was hurt. But last night, 2 days ago on the True Show, when I saw him doing the actual performance, I was so fangirling because I loved it and I felt so
he didn't
proud
do
for
the
him.
flip for the juries, but he did the flip last night.
He was awesome. He was awesome, and I was so happy to see him so high. He could have been even higher, but the juries I think didn't actually vote for him. He got all the points from the televote, if I recall right.
He got some points, not a lot, but he wasn't like Melovin. He got some points from the juries, but a lot more from the televotes. And it was understandable. He's so handsome, and he, I believe teenagers loved him even more
His
because he
performance
had
was
the
slick.
style. Yeah, he has the style, and he looks so good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
let's
would.
move.
I love to see Czech Republic so high, to be honest. And I'm so happy for Melvin, for Nicholas. Oh my. Let's move on to Italy. To me, So that's the top five, and we have Italy in the top five. I love Italy this year, but was it a surprise to me? Yes, it was an absolute surprise. They performed last, which was a huge advantage for them, but still getting a place in the top five. Wow! I mean, last year Italy was sixth, even though the hype was so much bigger around um, Francesco Cabani.
Whoa, they got better place than
Yeah,
Francesco. I didn't realize that before.
and
And also, these guys were the, well, not the only ones, but one of the acts that didn't actually involved a lot with interviews and doing
true.
press and fan meetings. And
They were like lost somewhere.
yeah, they were like, this is our act, you're gonna see it live, and if you like it, you're gonna vote for us. And people seem to love it, as I did. It was one of my favorite songs from the beginning. I had it on repeat, and it was actually one of my 12 points. Yeah, I gave it 12 points back when I first
At
heard it.
some point I did as well, but after a while, because it wasn't a song that I used to listen to on my playlist, I stopped. But I do like them, and I like their performance, and I like the last shot. I think the fifth place is well deserved.
When we got out of the press and fan zone and tried to go around and meet Fuera, we saw them passing us by, all casual, not having a worry or anything. They were very, 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 very okay with the results,
Costa,
and yeah,
Israel deserved it as well. Cyprus deserved it as well. Okay, let's move on to the fourth place.
yeah,
Germany.
Germany.
Germany for me had the most emotionally appealing performance. He nearly made me cry as well, and he was so into it because he's gonna be a father. I mean, wow, Germany. I love the fact that you were fourth. I wouldn't mind you winning. So yeah, that's all for Germany for me. I didn't think that Europe will hug it like we did, but yeah, they loved it as well. That's what it seems like.
I think they had the best promo out of anyone, and the promos they had was this little bracelet that has a USB stick. I think I showed it last time we had this
Live.
live. Um, but yeah, I love it. I love this one, even though it's a little bit big. It has
It's one size though,
cool
that's why.
things. Yeah, it's one size.
And in that USB, there are so many cool stuff about Germany. There are video clips,
This
some
is
other
from Gromy. I've had we got some promos last, no, not last night, last,
yesterday.
yeah, yesterday.
Oh
And
my god,
I,
yesterday we were in Portugal.
yeah, and this one is actually one of my favorite Grammys. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the promos we got in another video.
Or maybe later on after we finish discussing all the contestants of this year.
But
So,
I didn't get a promo from Cyprus. He got one. He
Ali!
got one. I was too late to the party. I
Even though
got
Tim
so
had one after
sad.
you.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
found one.
I have Poland.
Um,
Yeah, I love Poland as well. And we found Lucas Meyer in Euroclub the day that they disqualified. And he was quite disappointed.
yeah.
He was so cute. But yeah, he's awesome. I love Poland as well. And Polish guys actually believe they deserve the place in the final, and I believe as well they deserve the place in the final, especially coming from the second semifinal. I mean, there wasn't a single reason why they were not in the final for me. Let's move on to the top three.
Yeah.
The surprise of the season. It's Austria. I mean, I don't know how they entered. I don't know. Oh, what other countries do you think that should qualify? Poland for sure. I'm missing Poland. I would love to say Greece, but I know they could have done so much better with their performance. So I'm not gonna say Greece, even though I love the song.
One of the strongest entry from Greece, but one of the weakest live performance. The staging was not what it was supposed to be. They've had so many problems. If they had maybe a bit more time, or someone had invested in maybe giving them some money to do better things on stage, maybe we would have seen Greece in the final. But Diana, we love you. I hope you know that. Yeah. And we love your song, but it needed some things to,
to be elevated.
yeah, to be elevated.
But for me, Poland was.
Yeah, Poland should have been in the final too.
Come on. Let's
Yeah.
move on to Austria, the top three. Austria. It was a huge surprise. We've seen all of those juries giving them 12 points, and everyone in
I
the
guess
press and
everyone got the memo.
yeah, I mean, press, the press and fan zone, everyone was shocked because we didn't know exactly what happened. I mean, we had Alicia, the other Eurovision YouTuber, and all of the other guys that were around us actually asking ourselves, did they actually talk to each other? I mean, wow, wow. I mean, I didn't say he didn't deserve it, but
Did she though? Did she deserve top three?
yeah,
I feel like
it was
top,
such an awesome song.
maybe top five. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the problem, but
yeah. Top 10 or top five,
he
I would
was
say.
he was
Top three
number one in the jury
with a
vote
huge difference.
with a huge difference. We were watching, and everyone in the press and fan zone were area were just uh,
We didn't know what to think. We were so confused at that time.
so confused,
I mean,
so confused.
she had awesome vocals. The song was so good, but after that, what about the performance? Was that performance worthy of a top three spot?
Yeah, Austria and Sweden. What the fuck happened there?
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck with the
well,
juries?
yeah.
Exactly.
What the
What the
fuck with
fuck
the
with the
jury?
juries?
And
That
it
was
seemed like they had been on some sort of a chat, all of the countries, all of the juries, and they were like, "Yeah, let's decide which one we want to give the 12 points to that has no controversies, and just give them the 12 points." So they decided, we're gonna give half to Sweden and the other half to Austria, maybe a little bit more to Austria.
it's like they tried to go against the odds and
Oh, sorry, sorry.
to go against the odds and not vote for Cyprus or Israel. And
Thank
I know
you.
that you could say, oh, they didn't vote for Cyprus because you have to sing to get the votes from the juries. Someone said that to me. And at the same time, why did they give them to Sweden though? Double standards. That's what I think. Um, so yeah, I really like Austria this year, but it was a huge surprise. And I don't think he was worthy of the performance was worthy of a top three of the top three spots. He he couldn't have been the top 10. I just everyone was saying that his vocals were on point. She was awesome. The song was awesome, but there was something missing from the performance element. Okay, let's move on to the top two, and it's time to move on to Fuego.
Yeah, yeah.
Fire.
Fire.
Yeah, yeah. Fire.
Fire.
Yeah, yeah. Fire.
Fire.
So yeah, I have to be honest, I am so fucking proud of what Eleni and her team did. Everyone in the present fan area loved it. I was almost in tears, even though I was so proud. It was tears of happiness because I like Israel as well, but it was tears of happiness for all this hype and all this love that Cyprus was getting. I mean, it was the first time ever.
I don't think we're gonna see that. At least not soon.
I mean,
Uh,
everyone around
Please.
us from all the other countries were like, "You should win. You should host us next year." And there was like, "Yeah, I should be your guide too." Uh, Especially after the performance because she was so awesome. Everyone said that this was winning 100%. And after the voting started, we were so confused about what was going on. We didn't expect to be high in the voting of the juries, but we were extremely low, I suppose. I think they could have given her much more points, even though Israel had a well-deserved victory since they won the televoting as well.
People were asking us if we thought that Cyprus was gonna win. I was trying to keep myself from not believing that. I thought Israel was gonna win from the first moment. So when we actually knew that Israel had won, it was actually a big surprise, and not a big surprise. It was a happy surprise. We loved Ineta and we loved Freira. It would have been happy with either of them. Uh, I would have been happy with either of them. Yeah, I would have been maybe a little bit more happy if Ferreira had
It's our
given
country.
Ineta a win.
It was our only chance to win.
Yeah.
But when we were in the Euro Club after the show,
Also, people were so sad that
yeah,
Cyprus didn't win. Some
people
of
were
the
actually crying next to us.
people that were not from Cyprus were actually crying because Cyprus didn't get the win. Can you guys believe that? People that had nothing to do with Cyprus or Ferreira were sad and at the break of tears because Ferreira didn't get the win. That was for me the most unbelievable experience and of the whole trip here, and the most unexpected.
And
Thank you so much, guys,
yeah,
for
I mean,
having.
between
Uh,
the Eurofans, the hype for Cyprus was real. Um,
and you could
I
have
will say it
tell.
again, it was a very well deserved victory for Israel. But between the Eurofans, we knew who the winner was for them, for the Eurofans. We were in
And
Euro Club last night, some hours ago, and the Euro Club actually closes at 4. So when they actually closed down the music, the lights started to go up. They played Fuego like 4 or 5 times on that night, and everyone was shouting for Fuego. Everyone wanted to close the night with Fuego, and that was so surprising for me. It was so emotional, and they achieved their goal. The DJ played Fuego again. We danced our asses off. Um, yeah, I don't have any more words. I just want to say a huge thank you to Eleni and to IBC for
thank you
making
to everyone that loved the song.
love the song. I mean,
Thank you for the people that came up to us and talked to us about our country's song this year. We really appreciate everything, guys.
we
Honestly.
yeah we I don't have any words to be honest. I'm speechless. Thank you everyone. I was prouder than ever. And shall we move on to the big winner of the night?
Yeah, of course, Israel.
Israel, not your toy, not your toy, you stupid boy, stupid
Another
boy.
reason we were very happy for Israel to win was because we made some Israeli friends, and we were so happy for them. And as soon as we found them after the show, they were so happy, and we're so happy
They
for
were in
them.
tears,
Yeah.
and they were so supporting for Cyprus as well. And to be honest, they were our friends from like uh, from Tuesday night. So we're actually out all the time, and we love you guys. If you
Yeah.
got us now, I don't think you are because you're
Yeah.
actually in Lisbon touring around. But we
Yeah.
love you so much.
Shahaf and Adam,
Shahab and Adam, we
we
love
love you.
you. And
We hope
yeah,
to visit you next year, maybe. They told us that we can stay with them. So thank you very much. We try and maybe come next year. We don't know yet, but you should come to Cyprus too. We will show you around, even though you've been to Cyprus before. We're gonna show you around again. Uh, what
yeah.
else can you say about Neta? She was the fan favorite from the beginning. She was top at the bets as soon as she came out. The song came out, and she only got dethroned like a week ago when, not a week ago, yeah, a week ago when the rehearsals started and people uh, and were seeing the potential that Cyprus had. But Is what Ferreira said last night. You can't actually get a win from a person that was at the first place for 3 months, 2 months,
3 months.
yeah, 2 or 3 months. She had it in the bag, and Ferreira knew that, and she was very happy that she got the second place. Such a lovely person to say that, and uh,
She was actually well, okay. I'm going to talk about Elena again, but I found we found her after the show, and she was actually in tears because of happiness. Though I know she maybe wanted to win because she gave it her all. She worked her ass off to be to have the result, and we could see that this was a result of hard work.
I don't
Uh,
think anyone worked as hard as
as she
Eleni
did,
did.
yeah.
At least the last 2 weeks, she didn't go anywhere. She didn't have fun.
She was
She was always
rehearsing all the
she was
time.
rehearsing. She was having interviews. She was preparing. She didn't even come to the club,
Euro
Euro
Club,
Club,
yeah.
even once.
Neta
She
didn't come to Euro
Yeah,
Club as
okay,
well.
okay, but you could tell, you knew that Neta had the vacation because she had it on her Instagram, and we knew that Ferreira was having lots of interviews and doing press, and she was working for what she got, and that's beautiful. Thank you, Eleni,
And
again for doing
yeah,
all of that for
thank
us.
you from Cyprus.
Maybe for you as well, but
Yeah, and for you.
you are now. I think you are even more discussed than Neta is because that was a phenomenal uh, presence in the Eurovision Song Contest and in the public in general. Ah, yeah. About
About the
Neta,
the song, I love the song. The song is indeed awesome. I love to dance to it. I love it. I love her as a person. She's so crazy. She wanted to say something on that stage with her song, and she did. Do I think she had the best performance on stage though? That's not it. Maybe maybe she could have the best song, maybe not the best performance. Even though I'm so happy for her, because it was a well deserved victory, guys. I loved her. She was awesome. I'm so happy for Shah Havidanam as well. Yeah, yeah. What else to say? It was well deserved, and we're happy that she won. Like if we I had in mind that if Eleni wasn't going to win, I would love Israel to win.
also, Neta was third in the juries, and Ferreira was fifth. And the televoters actually gave them the first and second place. So you can tell that people loved them, and the juries did not actually represent the public.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And this is something we need to discuss and we need to look up to because if
Maybe
the
in
juries,
another video we can discuss what
yeah,
it
juries
must.
versus public,
Yeah,
then yeah, yeah, okay, let's keep it for another video, guys.
yeah.
Um, any last words? I mean, what was your biggest surprise of the year?
The biggest surprise was Cyprus getting the second place. I don't think anyone can dispute that. She was 21st or 23rd in the odds when she arrived in Lisbon, and she uh, managed to get that first place in the odds for 5, 6 days, and she managed to get the second place, the best place that Cyprus has ever had in the history of in her history of Eurovision, the
Hmm.
Eurovision Song Contest. That's brilliant, guys. Thank you so much.
Germany. Do you think Germany was a surprise?
Germany was not a surprise for me because it
I
was
see.
such a good song.
Yeah, I saw it coming. To be honest, so my phone isn't charging. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, for me it was Austria. Oh, Austria and Albania. I don't.
Austria
I
was
they
a
scored so high.
manipulated situation there, so I'm not gonna give it the time or the place to
It was a
join
huge
us.
surprise, though. Did
It
you
was.
think they could end up so high?
No, no.
So not why I say it was a surprise for me. Um, yeah.
I think we're gonna end it here, right?
Yeah, let's
Because
end
we
it
are so
here.
tired. I
We're
am
sleepless actually.
sleepless, tired. I want to have something to eat again. Well, again, we had a sandwich the morning.
We're leaving in 2.5 hours from Rome to get back to
So boring,
Athens.
so boring.
Yeah, actually, we're spending the whole day in planes and airports. But other than that,
Yeah,
it was
an
maybe the
amazing
best
experience.
experience of my life. And I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna be in tears again. Um, bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye, guys.
you. See you
Goodbye
again.
from Rome, and we'll see you again maybe in Athens tomorrow. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Have fun?
Bye.
Bye, guys. Pero eso no